It's really an issue of what's best right now, next quarter, for the entrenched interests who have their hands unnaturally on the levers of power in our so-called democratic system. So that's why it needs to come bottom up in this country. Now you look at China, who are meeting us halfway on this, right here in Los Angeles with this historic summit. And China is very much a top-down system, and they can pivot quicker than us, even though they're a much bigger system. And they're a much bigger population, 1.4 billion people, but they're outstripping us in solar. They're outstripping us in all across the renewable energy spectrum. They've put in 2013 alone, they put in more solar than the United States has since solar was invented, and it was invented here. So, hopefully we'll be able to meet in the middle, because the solutions have to be global on this. They can't be, we can't solve it here, we can't solve it in Europe, we can't just solve it in China. We've got to all work together on this.
Well, it's interesting you bring this up, because the sort of cutting edge of denialism that you'll see in politics is folks, I think, have increasingly gotten embarrassed by denying the actual data, right? The body of data is, it ends up, you look a little ridiculous, right? So what you see now, and particularly in the Republican field, is this kind of shoulder shrug, which is, yeah, it's a problem, but China's never going to do anything about it, and we can't be suckers. We can't be the ones that take the first step. And you were at this conference with, there were Chinese officials there. I mean, what's your sense about the seriousness of China in this?
I think they're very serious. I think they understand that it's a threat. It's a very immediate threat for them. I mean, their industrialization has come at a rate much faster than ours, and they've grown their economy so rapidly. They're getting overwhelmed by environmental problems, and they know they have to do something about it, because there is a certain bottom-up pressure in their system. They've got to keep the people happy, and they've got to keep their business community happy, and so they have to do something about it, and they're acting as quickly as they can. And that's why I think that President Obama and President Xi have come together on this. But I think that the action is going to happen at a kind of state, regional, and city level. Like this summit right here is mayors from China. Now that may not sound that powerful, but you got to remember that a mayor in China may be a government, a government headed by a single person over 19 million people, 25 million people. These cities there are like major state governors here, so they can actually take some pretty decisive action.
And finally and quickly, James, you are partnering with Sam Kass, friend of mine, former White House chef, on the Food Choice Task Force. What's that?
Right. Well, Food Choice Task Force was founded because most people are not making the connection between the choices they make